Nigel, the sort of field favourite. Team news, team bill of health?
More or less, yeah. Jan Matt's been out with us this week, and so along with all the other players who have returned to training, we're getting more or less to full strength. So we don't have any injury doubts really for this week.
After the initial start that you had,
Yeah.
new manager bounce as they call it, it's been a bit of a sticky patch over the last few weeks. How do you get back to your early days in charge and that confidence that was surging through the side?
It's been I suppose, a dose of realism in the sense that I've known right from day one it's not going to be straightforward when we were in the position that we were in. I suppose in some ways there is just an element of change can be good. The players continue to work very, very hard. We've had an extraordinary run of games to get us back into contention, and we're still very much in contention. So, I suppose my own view on it would be that I understand and I realise that we do need to start winning games again sooner rather than later to continue with the progression. But we're very much in with a fighting chance of retaining our Premier League status, and that's what it's all about. We've got to make sure that our own performances are as good as we know that they can be. Last week we were a bit disappointed with ourselves because in a game which was not exactly full of quality, we were pretty comfortable and probably were guilty of making mistakes that we've not really made in other games. So, a lesson for us that we go into this weekend's game with, an opportunity to put that right.
20 different managers in the Premier League this season have tried and ultimately failed to beat Liverpool. How do you beat Liverpool?
Well, look, I think first and foremost, our approach this week is to try and get our own performance and our own application during the game as close to our maximum as possible. When we played them before Christmas up at Anfield, it was a really tough game. I think our own level of performance was good. Their quality shone through, and that won them the game with an excellent first goal for sure. We had our opportunities on the day and didn't take them. I think we've just got to try and make sure that we play as close to our maximum as we can, and if we do that, we can cause anybody problems. Then it's about whether the key moments in the game go your way or not. I think it's fair to say that they are an outstanding side, and to have won the amount of games that they've won this season is really incredible. So it's going to be, however they play, it's going to be a very difficult game. But my only concern really at the moment is to make sure that we play as well as we can play. We'll need them to be not quite at their best, I'm sure.
In the sort of list of great Premier League sides down the years, and great First Division sides as well down the years, where are this Liverpool side? Because I can't remember seeing a level of dominance like this.
Well, I always think it's very hard to compare eras, and I know everybody wants to do that, and people in your sort of game want us to try and, if you like, give our own opinions of what that might look like. I honestly cannot say that I ever do that. What I would say is that this current Liverpool team has an opportunity of, I think, creating history this year, and just because of the way in which the squad of players has been developed, and the time that Jürgen Klopp's had to get the club to where they are now, I think they've got a very realistic chance of being dominant for some time. I think the two things that shine through for me are firstly the quality of the individuals within it, but I think on top of that, the winning mentality and the culture that's developed there over a period of time is going to be the thing which allows continued development of what is at the moment an incredibly good outstanding team.
Just finally for me, as a manager that's been around for a while, when you look at Jürgen Klopp, manager is still fairly early on in his managerial career, what do you admire about him?
That he's able to manage in the way that he does. I think he's always smiling. Whether that smile's always I'm not so sure. No, he obviously enjoys working the way that he works. I think it's difficult not to admire the connection he has with his own players. You can see that there's a very close bond between him and his players. We all manage in slightly different ways, but he's come over to England, managing one of the huge clubs which has a lot of expectation, and the one thing that I think Liverpool supporters have been looking forward to is competing to be able to win the Premier League, and they'll do that this year, which is testament to how he's gone about his job.
Nigel Pearson, Premier League Productions. Your first game, of course, as Watford boss was against Liverpool. What have you learned about your team specifically since that match in December?
That we've got a group of very honest players, that we've got ability within the squad. We've not always had the depth that probably we would like in certain areas, but that is that doesn't worry me at all. I would rather us have a tight group like we've got, and be able to go into the last 11 games now knowing that we've almost got a totally fit squad now. So I'm happy with the players that we have, and I know that when we go out onto the field we will get an honest performance, and that is, you know, when you're in the sort of situation that we're in, you can't underestimate that as a quality. I think if there were lots of question marks over the integrity and the honesty of the players, I think that's a really tough situation to be in. I think we can go into this the final sort of third of the season, less than that, but you know what I mean, and be able to trust ourselves that we've got enough to get out of the situation that we're in, but we've got to go out there and do it. So it's all right talking about it, but I'm satisfied that with the players that we have, providing that we take the opportunity ourselves, that we can achieve what we're trying to achieve.
Winless in the last 5, but you've opened the scoring in 3 of those 5
Yeah.
games. Is that playing on the players' minds, or is that a positive, bearing in mind what we've spoken to score goals throughout the season?
Probably a bit of both, if I'm honest. I mean, early part of the season we couldn't score. We certainly are creating chances, and I think we're trying to utilise our creative players in a way which gets them up the field more often, which means that we can create more chances and hopefully take more chances. We've dropped points from winning positions for sure, but I don't want that to become something which players fear. I'd rather take the lead in any game. Let's be absolutely honest. So we'll come good again for sure.
We in the media like to say games against Liverpool, particularly this season, it's a free hit. Do you go along with that? Is that something that can take the pressure off players when you're playing a team like that?
There's probably less expectation on us in this game than there might be on others, but it's our next game, so there's 3 points up for grabs in every game that you played. First and foremost, I want us to play as well as we can play, and that's really what it's about. We don't like losing any game, but we know that we're certainly going to have to be at our best to give ourselves an opportunity in this game, for sure. Free hit. We're in the Premier League, we want to stay here. And so if you go into games writing off a number of games because you're playing against the top sides, then you limit your opportunities. We just have to go out there and give it our best. And if we're at our best and they're not quite at their best, who knows?
And just finally, of course, you've got enough motivation, haven't you, in terms of picking up points to get out of the bottom three. But as a motivator, what do you like as a man? Can you say to your players, and would that work with your players, look, you've got the opportunity to stop them setting this record of 19 consecutive wins and to potentially be the ones who stop them going invincible?
We've got our own agenda, and that is to save our own season. I think that's enough. And I think for players to go into these games, if they can prove that they're capable of playing against the best side in the country, I think that's the motivation that players need. We have to win games for our own season, not necessarily to change history for another club. It's about our season, it's about our own circumstances. If that is a spin-off from it, then it's a spin-off from it. But if you want to know what I'm like with the players, I think the best thing for you to do is ask the players.
Hey, click here to subscribe.